The great hall of the Galactic Hunters Council echoed with triumphant roars and clicking mandibles as the most feared predators in the known galaxy celebrated their latest conquest. Crystalline formations jutted from the walls, each one displaying holographic trophies of their hunts across 1,000 worlds. Krextar, the towering Vorthak chieftain, raised his six-clawed arm high above his scaled head. His species had dominated the hunting grounds of 17 sectors for 3 millennia. Brothers of the Hunt, his voice boomed through the translation matrix, reaching every corner of the assembly. Today we celebrate the fall of another prey world. The soft-skinned mammals of Kepler 442b put up no resistance. Their cities burn. Their fleets scatter like frightened herd animals. The assembled hunters erupted in approval. There were the insectoid Zelnari, whose hive ships could strip a planet bare in cycles. The aquatic depth-stalkers clicked their approval through bioluminescent displays. Even the enigmatic shadow weavers, rarely seen outside their dark dimension, materialized briefly to acknowledge the victory. Each species had earned their place in this council through millennia of successful hunts. They were the apex predators, the terror that lesser civilizations whispered about in their darkest hours. No prey had ever escaped them. No world had ever successfully resisted their combined might. As the celebration reached its peak, a small sound cut through the noise. It was barely audible at first, a slow, deliberate clapping. The massive predators turned toward the source, confusion rippling through their ranks. At the far end of the hall stood a single figure, barely 2 meters tall, bipedal with pale skin and an unremarkable build. The creature wore simple clothing and bore no visible weapons or armor. Its hands came together in that strange, rhythmic gesture. "Impressive," the small being said, its voice carrying easily through the sudden silence. "Truly impressive." The great hunter families celebrating another glorious victory. Krextar's eyes narrowed to predatory slits. "How did you breach our defenses, little prey? What world do you represent that we might add it to our hunting grounds?" The human, for that's what it was, though none present recognized the species, smiled. It was not the terrified grimace they expected from cornered prey. "I represent Earth, and I have a question for you mighty hunters." The Zelnari Queen's antennae twitched with amusement. "Earth, we have no record of this world in our prey catalogs. You must be from the Outer Rim territories. How delightfully naive you are to come before us." "My question is simple," the human continued, ignoring the implicit threat. "I've listened to your celebration, heard tales of your conquests, your victories over helpless worlds. But I'm curious, where are your stories of the hunt?" The hall fell into confused silence. Krextar's mandibles clicked uncertainly. "Our hunt stories? We have just recounted our victories, small creature." The human shook its head slowly. No, those aren't hunt stories. Those are just slaughter reports. Where are the tales of worthy prey? Of creatures that fought back? Of hunts that tested your skills, that pushed you to your limits? Where are the stories of prey that made you earn your victory?" A ripple of unease passed through the assembly. The shadow weaver's form flickered with what might have been confusion. We hunt efficiently. Resistance is futile. That is the way of the predator." "Is it?" The human began walking forward, each step echoing in the vast chamber. "See, where I come from, we have stories of hunters. But the greatest hunters don't boast about killing defenseless animals. They tell tales of the ones that got away, of the hunts that took days, weeks, months. They speak with respect of their quarry's cunning, strength, and will to survive." The Depth Stalker's translator crackled. "You speak nonsense, land dweller. The hunt ends in death or submission. There are no other outcomes." The human stopped in the center of the hall, surrounded by creatures that could tear it apart without effort. Yet it showed no fear. "You know what I think? I think you're not hunters at all. You're just bullies with big ships and bigger weapons. You pick on civilizations that can't fight back, worlds that don't have the technology or unity to resist. That's not hunting. That's just pest control." Krextar's roar shook the crystalline displays. "How dare you? We are the apex predators of the galaxy. We have conquered thousands of worlds. Have you?" The human's voice remained calm, almost conversational. "Or have you just bombed them into submission from orbit? When was the last time any of you actually had to work for a kill? When did you last face prey that could hurt you back?" The hunters exchanged uncertain glances. The concept was alien to them. Prey that could harm the predator? It went against everything they understood about the natural order. "I'll tell you what," the human said, spreading its arms wide. "I'll make you a deal. You want to add Earth to your hunting grounds? Come and try. But be warned, we've been hunting each other for thousands of years. We've turned warfare into an art form. We've made weapons that can crack planets and shields that can stop stars. And unlike your previous prey, we're not going to run. The silence stretched for long moments. Then Kregstar laughed, a sound like grinding metal. You think your small world can stand against the combined might of the hunter families? You're either very brave or very stupid human. Maybe both, the human agreed. But here's the thing about humans, we don't just fight to win. We fight to make the other guy lose. And we're very, very good at it. The human turned to leave, then paused. Oh, and one more thing. When you come for us, and I know you will because your pride won't let you ignore the challenge, try to make it interesting. We'd hate for our first real hunt in decades to be boring. As the human walked away, the great hunters of the galaxy sat in stunned silence, each beginning to wonder if they had just encountered something far more dangerous than mere prey. They would learn soon enough that humans had never been the hunted. They had always been the hunters.